Bienvenido a Shields Healthcare. Por más de 50 años nos hemos fijado la meta de proveerles a nuestros clientes los productos médicos para el cuidado en el hogar de la más alta calidad. Nosotros somos los líderes del mercado en 3 estados, proveyendo productos, programas y servicios para la incontinencia, urología, ostomía y nutrición enteral. Aquí en Shields Healthcare nosotros medimos nuestro nivel de excelencia a través de un solo número: el número de clientes satisfechos que servimos. Para poder proveerle la mejor experiencia de servicio posible, Shield Healthcare ha preparado orgullosamente este material educativo exclusivamente para usted. Entonces, siéntese cómodamente y disfrute de la información que le compartiremos.
The Kangaroo Joey is an enteral feed and flush pump ideal for ambulatory use. The pump's compact, lightweight design lets you use it virtually anywhere. And the Kangaroo Joey is attitude independent. You can tip it or turn it and the pump still works. If using the Kangaroo Joey on an IV pole, use the Quick Connect clamp. You may also simply place it on a desk or table. For feeding, you can use either a ready-to-hang bottle or fill a bag with formula. In order to ensure proper accuracy and best results, hang the feeding set with the initial fluid level 6 inches above the top of the Kangaroo Joey feeding pump. Caution: failure to hang the set at the proper level can result in inaccurate system feeding. Attach the power cord to the back of the pump and plug it into an AC wall outlet. The Kangaroo Joey also runs on battery power, providing approximately 18 hours of operation on a fully charged battery. Press the power button. The hopping kangaroos tell you the pump is on and ready to go. Please note, the first time you turn the Kangaroo Joey enteral feeding pump on, you will see the Select Language screen. Use the arrow keys to select the desired language, then press Done. After the language has been selected, you will not see this screen again unless it is accessed in the Biotech screen. Once the pump is on, it instructs you to either keep settings or clear settings. By selecting Keep Settings, the pump will retain the most recent settings for feed rate and volume, and flush volume and interval if applicable. Selecting Clear Settings will reset the feed rate and volume, and flush volume and interval to 0. After making this selection, the pump instructs you to load a set. This screen will also appear if a set is not loaded during operation. Open the blue door to the loading area on top of the pump. Slide the thumb tab on the valve into the slot on the left side. Make sure it is pressed down and firmly seated in the loading column. Grasp the black retention disc and gently wrap the tube under the rotor and drop the disc into the slot on the right. Use caution to not overstretch the tubing. Close the door. Make sure the finger tab on the feeding set is clearly visible through the slot in the blue door. The Kangaroo Joey display will now read Set Loaded. The Kangaroo Joey will tell you if the tubing has been correctly placed around the rotor. Follow the instructions on the screen to power down and reinstall the set. The Set Loaded menu guides you through Joey's programming and operation using on-screen prompts with arrow keys. To begin, press the arrow next to Prime the Pump. Joey will remind you to disconnect the pump set from the patient before priming. When a feed flush set is loaded, 4 menu choices appear on the priming screen. Press Auto Prime to automatically prime the pump. When auto priming with a feed flush set, the pump primes the flush line prior to the feed line. You'll know you're in auto prime mode when a progress bar appears on screen. You can stop auto priming at any time by pressing the Stop button. The Kangaroo Joey tells you when auto prime is complete and stops before reaching the end of the tubing to prevent spills. Once priming is complete, press Done and you will return to the Set Loaded screen. When using a feed-only set, you have 2 on-screen priming options. You can prime the pump automatically or manually prime it by pressing and holding the Hold to Prime button. The pump will continue to prime as long as the button is pressed. When priming is complete, press Done to return to the previous screen. Your next step is to choose continuous or intermittent feeding. Pressing the More button will bring you to the More Options screen. Press the button that reads Continuous Intermittent. The Kangaroo Joey now displays the Select Mode screen. By selecting Continuous, you will be able to deliver enteral nutrition at a steady rate, either until the programmed volume has been delivered or until the formula has been exhausted. By selecting Intermittent, you are able to deliver boluses of enteral nutrition at programmed time intervals. Choose the mode of operation by pressing the arrows. A check mark appears next to your selection, and the Kangaroo Joey is placed into the chosen mode. Press Done 2 times to return to the prior screen. To begin programming the pump for your specific patient, start by selecting Adjust Feed. If you have previously selected Continuous Mode, the Kangaroo Joey leads you through the process with 3 menu options. To set the pump's delivery speed, press the Feed Rate button. Notice that the maximum feed rate of 400 milliliters per hour is displayed in the upper right corner. Press the arrows for ones, tens, and hundredths at left, using increments of 1 to reach the desired rate. If you go past the desired digit, keep pressing and the numbers will return to 0. Hit Enter to return to the Adjust Feed screen. Next, press Feed VTBD to set the volume to be delivered. Once again, the Kangaroo Joey communicates the maximum amount, 3,000 milliliters. Continue pressing the buttons until you reach the required volume. Then press Enter. If you are using a feed flush set, you also have the ability to adjust the flush settings. These options will not be displayed if you are using a feed-only set. Press the Adjust Flush button. Set the volume to be flushed by pressing Flush Volume. The maximum volume, 500 milliliters, is displayed in the upper right-hand corner. Pressing the buttons at left enables you to increase the volume number in increments of 1. Once the correct volume has been input, press Enter. Now, establish the frequency of flushes by pressing the Flush Interval button. You can set the time between automatic flush cycles from 1 hour to 24 hours in 1-hour increments. The 24-hour maximum time limit is clearly evident. Now, press Enter. After the settings have been adjusted for feed or feed flush sets, simply press the Run button. The Kangaroo Joey goes to work and displays a running screen and the falling drop icon. The pump also lets you know if a bag or set has been in place for more than 24 hours. When running with a feed flush set, you have the option to flush the pump immediately by pressing the Flush Now button. If the volume is correct, press Enter to flush the pump. If you need to temporarily stop the pump, press the Hold button. For example, you may want to change feeding parameters, which are locked in the system and cannot be changed without hitting Hold. Notice that the drop icon is not falling, indicating that the pump is holding. If the pump is inactive for more than 10 minutes, a hold error message will appear and an alarm will sound, directing you to power down or press Continue to return to the hold screen. When a feed flush set is loaded, the screen provides feed rate, remaining volume, flush, and flush interval. When a feed set is loaded, the hold screen displays the feed rate and remaining volume. In either application, the Hold menu offers 5 options: Clear the volume, Adjust settings, Resume in minutes, Run, and History. Additional options may be accessed from this menu by pressing the More button, including Buzzer, History, Languages, and the Continuous or Intermittent selection, reviewed earlier. To adjust the alarm volume, press Buzzer. Then increase or decrease the alarm's pitch to achieve the appropriate level. The History function lets you view up to 72 hours of pump activity, not including the last hour. Just enter the time period being covered and the Kangaroo Joey will display the data. If a feed flush set is loaded, the pump will also display corresponding flush volume information. Once again, the maximum time frame and volume delivered are clearly displayed. After you view the desired history, Press Done to return to the previous screen. Once the Kangaroo Joey has fulfilled its programmed requirements, the Feed Error screen appears, showing Bag Empty and instructing you to turn the pump off. To do so, just press and hold the power button. An on-screen timer will count down from 3 to 0 and quietly shut the pump down. KTO, or Keep Tube Open, ensures the feeding tube remains patent even when not actively feeding. When the pump is running, the KTO option will appear on the screen after a few seconds. Press the KTO button and the pump will begin pumping at the KTO rate. Program the desired amount of time for KTO, 5 to 240 minutes. At the end of the programmed time, the pump will resume the programmed operation. The screen lock feature makes the pump easier to use for the clinician and increases patient safety. In order to access the screen lock feature, the pump must be running. Push and hold the third button down on the left for 3 to 5 seconds. A small lock symbol will appear, indicating that the screen is now locked. To cancel this feature, push and hold the third button down on the left for 3 to 5 seconds. The small lock symbol will disappear, indicating that the screen is now unlocked. Should you encounter any system interruptions, the Kangaroo Joey will guide you to their resolution through a series of help screens and buzzer alarms. If a system error occurs, this screen appears. It includes a phone number to call for immediate service and a code indicating the type of error. It also directs you to power down the system. When the feed volume is not being delivered due to a clog in either the pump set or the tube from the set to the pump, or if you have run out of formula, the feed error screen appears. Follow the on-screen instructions. If the line between the pump and the patient is clogged, a flow error message will appear. The Kangaroo Joey provides a checklist for rectifying the situation before you continue. The Kangaroo Joey sets have an anti-free flow feature that stops formula from rushing in if a pump set is dislodged. You will also see a warning screen if you are using battery power and the battery is low. The pump prompts you to plug in the power cord to recharge the battery, and then automatically returns you to the prior screen. The downstream occlusion test detects occlusions distal to the black retention disc. This test is conducted when the pump begins to feed. In order to ensure that a true downstream occlusion is detected, the pump may take up to 12 minutes prior to alarming. This can help reduce the possibility of false alarms. Maintaining the Kangaroo Joey is as easy as using it. To replace the battery pack, unscrew and open the battery door. Detach the connector and remove the old battery pack. Slide the new battery in place with the cable extending out. Attach the cable by locking the tab snaps. Press down the wire loop and close the battery door. Tighten the screws to complete the process. You should clean the pump following each use. To do so, unplug the pump. Spray one of the recommended cleaning agents on a clean, damp cloth and wipe the unit, making sure to remove any spills. The Kangaroo Joey is engineered to be used everywhere by everyone who requires enteral feeding, and it makes the Kangaroo family more ambulatory than ever.
Esperamos que haya disfrutado de este material educativo que acaba de recibir. Es nuestra meta el proveerle el mejor servicio para su satisfacción. Si desea más información acerca de alguno de nuestros productos o servicios, solo llámenos gratuitamente al 1-800-228-7153 o visite nuestra página de internet en www.shieldshealthcare.com. Gracias por ser parte de la familia Shields Healthcare.